You ready to what? Hello?
I got my socks.
Oh, perfect.
Hey.
What a week. What a week. Are we... Hold on, let me just double check all the double checks.
Let me just double check all the double checks.
Okay, yeah, super live. Perfect. Awesome. Wonderful. Good times. So here's the thing.
Wait.
Yeah, put your mic on. Anyways, oh yeah, look at that. Oh, so cute. Jeez. Here's the thing. We're going to just jump right into it. I propose that we defund the police. And we also defund the Fed. So we're just going to jump right into that. Thoughts, concerns?
Thoughts, concerns about defunding?
Defunding the police. Just defund them.
So it's actually been like, there's a lot of studies on defunding the police, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's studies that make sense. There's also, I don't know if you know about Camden, New Jersey. Camden, New Jersey basically disbanded their police their police force in 2017 and rebuilt it back up. 70% of less crime. Like, you know, like it's okay to start from scratch. You know, it's okay to put a new system in place. I think it's important, you know, so there's been a lot of like just different complaints in general that has brought the police force to this point. People have been putting, you know, allocating jobs that the police didn't have in, you know, past years, and they've been putting the pressure on the police that way. Like, there's a lot of things that are just wrong. There's a lot of things that are wrong. Like, we can look at it from a lot of pinpoints, and I think we just need to start over, and that's okay. You know, like, it's okay to start over, and if we don't need law enforcement in an area, I think we should reallocate resources, move things around, put them where it makes sense. You know, like, it's time to do some inventory, America.
You know what doesn't make sense to me? Is that police have, like, all this crazy gear and, like, literal, actual, like, military surplus equipment that they don't really need, and just a whole bunch of wacky stuff, you know? But teachers literally have to buy, like, crayons for their students, like, out of their own paychecks, which is crazy when you think about that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like pay teachers more money or whatever the case may be, but like it doesn't make sense that there's schools that don't have supplies and shit like this, but regardless, the police in that area are armed to the teeth. Like, that doesn't make sense to me, and it's never gonna make sense to me, and you can't.
Yeah, that's an argument that definitely we need to put more money in our communities.
Yeah,
for sure. Because here's what happens when you put money into law enforcement. You are then prepping the community to not only fear law enforcement, but then they view law enforcement as the superior, like, just the superior in that area, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, to be frank though, like,
it's just,
I can't, you know, maybe I'm just speaking for me and my experiences, but there's really not a reason for you not to fear law enforcement. Like, unfortunately, like, based on what they are and what they actually do, like, you kind of do have a lot of reason to fear them, right? Even when you're being read your Miranda rights, anything that you say can and will be used against you. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not... The majority of what law enforcement does is taking away from people. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's speeding tickets or whatever the case may be, like the judicial system as a whole, instead of government working for us, is just directly just taking away from us. Like, at all levels. Like, it really impacts all levels, but it really impacts lower income communities the most. And that really sucks, because those are the communities that should have the least taken from them, you know? And then it creates this cycle of, like, those communities will always be those communities, right? Like, when you have you know, like an apartment building with like hundreds of apartments in it or whatever, you're paying rent, so that means that you're not paying property taxes. And so that means that the subsidized rate of property taxes that the building owner pays based on whatever agreement they have with the government only that is going towards the school. Instead of all of those hundreds of people in that area owning hundreds of different properties and then paying more overall in property taxes based on them all paying a little piece of it. Because property taxes are what fund schools, right? Like when you get tax taken out of your paychecks and shit like that, that does not fund schools.
Right.
That money doesn't go to schools. Property taxes are what funds schools, right? And so disenfranchising people based on like harsh policing and like a judicial system that just doesn't work for those people and doesn't actually amount to less crime, it amounts to more crime, right? Like it's just not like it's not cool. And like I think it actually starts with defunding the police and scaling back a lot, or at very least just spreading them out, you know? Let them patrol, you know, affluent like upper class neighborhoods. Why not? I'm sure they'd love that, having the police stroll around, you know? Of course, they're not hiding anything, right? Like, I'm sure they'd love to have the police strolling around there. Maybe if they were spread out over there more, they'd catch more of those, like, you know, quote unquote white collar crimes. I don't know, you know? Nobody, like, you know, no, I'm not saying nobody, but it's more rare to find people, like, embezzling, like, tons of money in the hood, you know? All the real crazy crimes, like, all the bank-style crimes don't happen in the hood.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true, but then you're going into,
So
like,
it's like-
multi-level and federal investigations that...
Yeah, I feel you, but...
You know, like, at that point in time, you need to bring in detectives. You need to bring in so much more moving pieces and, like, a lot of cops. That's the, like, undercover cop shit. Like, that's...
But maybe the tactic would work in those neighborhoods where more police would amount to less crime. I don't know. You know, that's a tactic they use on us. So if that's where like all the real crime is happening, maybe more police should be in those neighborhoods. Spread it out so it's even. You get the same amount of cops no matter where you live. I don't know.
I get the same amount of cops no matter where you live.
I don't know. Sounds like a good idea to me.
America. Just kidding. I don't know. You don't have the comments on. We can't see who's talking to us.
That is true. I will pull those up.
That's a fair analysis, though, I will say.
Hello, where am I?
You don't know where you are. Anyways, for those of you guys who are joining us, welcome to Drawn Crypto. We haven't talked about crypto quite yet because Tim just jumped into defunding the police and the Fed.
So
So-
great segue because crypto is how you defund the Fed.
Okay, so here's the thing. As of, when was it, Tuesday? As of Tuesday, America is officially in a recession. Are you aware of that?
Didn't know that. I thought we were already in a recession.
So some people claim that that the recession started in February. Other people are saying no, as of January, or was it May 31st? Recently, literally the other day. Because of the end of the quarter, we weren't going to meet quota. Like, America's a business, guys. We meet things. We call our recessions our bad season of sales. Let's put it that way. If you were to put it in like retail terms, right? Because that we are a business. So basically, we weren't going to meet the quota for the quarter, and that deems whether or not we will or will not be going into recession. We didn't meet the quota. We're going into recession.
Yo,
Business is bad.
Here's the thing,
So-
and I just want to make this clear, Uncle Sam, if you're listening, this whole like we're in a recession, like we're in debt shit, not me. I didn't incur none of that debt.
Technically.
I don't know none of the politicians making these decisions, and even if I do know them, we don't talk about this shit. I don't have a say in nothing. I have not purchased nothing on behalf of America. I don't make nuclear warheads. I don't spend $880 billion on the military per year. Like, I don't have nothing to do with none of that debt. You know, I'm very careful about how many, you know, cartridges I go through. I'm not out there just spraying M16s all over the world. So I'm not incurring the cost of those bullets. I pay for all my ammunition. I don't know where the debt came from. I don't know what it is or what it's made up of, but I do know that shit don't got nothing to do with me.
Technically, no.
So-
Technically, it has nothing to do with you.
So because of that, my currency of choice and what I would like all my future payments to be in is Bitcoin. That is my currency of choice because Bitcoin don't owe nobody no money. So
well,
you know?
China's supposedly putting pressure on Trump to. I think it's something regarding the Chinese regime, some shit, and then that banner showed up in New York. What was it? It was
I don't know
Forbes.
what the fuck
So
you're talking
Forbes
about.
wrote an article. Forbes wrote an article, and I'll have to pull it up. And this is a shame. Why this is why we're supposed to have the green screen, guys. But Forbes wrote an article regarding the Chinese government putting pressure on Trump for their currency. And I know that I saw floating on the internet a picture. There was a plane flying over the state of New York, and it said, "Congratulations to the Chinese state." To the new Chinese state, some shit like that. Have you seen that picture?
No.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Chinese. Hold on. Wait. I can't believe you haven't seen that picture. It's crazy.
Yo, I just want to take some time to address some shit that's going on. Like, I know there's like a lot of trolls and shit that be on the internet, and like Twitter's a fun place where everybody likes to make fun of everything and like whatever. Like the whole Black Lives Matter movement that's happening right now, and the protests that I'd be going to, and like, you know what I'm saying, all types of shit like that. If you say some wacky shit, like, I'm calling you out, and then also I'm blocking you. I had an interaction with somebody who I have defended on numerous occasions from other people accusing them of being, a creepy person and a bad person, whatever. And then that person started posting some wacky shit about the Black Lives Matter movement on Twitter. And I called him out, and he had the audacity to DM me some even more wacky shit. I'll let you read it later. It's absolutely disgusting. Okay, super cool transition I just did there.